Good afternoon. Phil Lindemann with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93. The mercury in Summit last night hovered right around 0 degrees, and 65-year-old Lars Shirey says it wasn't much warmer in his bedroom.
Even in my truck camper, at best it's maybe 15 degrees warmer. Well, gee whiz, that means I wake up and my water bottle that I use to make coffee is frozen solid overnight.
Lars is one of 8 residents at Unsheltered in Summit, a legal car camping program just off Highway 9.
I mean, I don't feel like an old man. I mean, I still feel like I've got a 20-year-old body and I'm back in college, but, reality sets in and, hey, I've got some physical challenges, but I'm so much more fortunate and so much more lucky than so many others who I see.
By 8 a.m. every morning, Lars and his neighbors have to leave the lot, where they pay $45 per month to avoid run-ins with the cops.
You go to Walmart at any night, you're going to see campers there. You're going to see cars there. You can't look through the windows. They blocked them all out and whatnot. They're going stealth. But, there's no question that people are sleeping there because they have no other option.
Lars fell from the roof of his camper in December 2020 and spent the next 6 months in the hospital, forcing him to go bankrupt. He now lives off Social Security.
I didn't really go out and look for or ask for help until, oh my God, I'm really in a tough situation. But, and I had the benefit of being 65, going right to the senior center in Frisco.
The rest of his neighbors work day jobs, but still cannot afford a room with heat and running water.
Maybe it's, ego or whatnot, but you don't like asking for help or even looking into how you might solve a tough situation until it's right on top of you.
When the snow clears out, Lars is leaving town for the first time in 2 years, heading west to California for warmer nights and free living on a friend's property.
The goal is to just basically go cross-country, explore all that our incredible country beauties have to offer, national parks, monuments, etc.
Every other parking lot in Summit is off limits to car camping, including U.S. Forest Service trailheads, like the one at Gold Hill, where Lars sometimes parks during the day.
They would see me there consistently, day in, day out. And although I never stayed there overnight, they just made assumptions. They filed a complaint with the National Park Service, so they investigated.
County officials have considered pushing for overnight parking at Forest Service trailheads on Dam Road, but Sheriff Jamie Fitzsimon says that's not their call to make.
You find out that there's these national policies with the U.S. Forest Service that literally take an act of Congress to move the needle.
Town of Breckenridge has changed its laws to open a new legal car camping lot in coming weeks, and another this summer. Nothing says love like homemade lasagna.
That's how it all started, from one mom and her daughter making a lasagna for a neighbor wanting to help, and it just tugged at my heartstrings, and I love to cook.
That was Kimberly Kenworthy of Vail, Western Slope Director for Lasagne Love, a nonprofit that pairs local chefs with hungry families.
A volunteer can sign up to do it just once if they want to, or once a month, every other week, every week. You can make one lasagna, you can make 10 lasagnas.
The Western Slope alone has up to 90 lasagna chefs at any one time, serving more than 700 meals last year. Nationwide, chefs deliver 4,000 per week.
It's just meant to be for anybody that would like to have a home-cooked meal made with love from one family to another.
And Kimberly's secret ingredient?
Truly making it with love for another individual that needs to feel the lasagna love.
Get involved at lasagnelove.org. In sports, tonight on the Olympics, catch 3 Americans at the women's ski halfpipe finals, and U.S. men's curling up against Canada, playing for bronze. And in local sports, today on the Warmup.
This year has actually been pretty exciting because we've had quite a bit more competitive of a team than I have experienced in my years racing. So that's always fun.
That was Michael Cheek, a junior on the Tigers Alpine ski team. He is with 14 other Tigers today at the state giant slalom race in Winter Park.
Keep it in that mental state of having fun, because when I get too competitive, I go out too hard and a lot of time I don't finish.
Down the road in Granby, sophomore Roan Varble is with 12 teammates on the Nordic team, racing Classic on a tough, hilly course.
It's important to prepare for doing something difficult really early on and being able to push yourself even past that despite having gone so hard so early.
Both skiers say this year's team is strong, maybe strong enough to win the state combined championship. Michael.
We're going to need some good racing, but I think we got the kids to do it. If everyone can put down a good run, we should be able to bring her home.
Racing continues tomorrow with slalom and skate. This has been the Warm-Up with your Summit High Tigers, brought to you every Thursday and Friday by Alpine Lumber, Enza's Deli and Market in Silverthorne, and I Furnish in Frisco and Kremling. Phil Lindemann with your news from Avalanche Physical Therapy on Krystal 93.